Hi guys. Oh, I don't know if you guys have ever come across. I don't know if it's like a psychic or spirit, not spiritual, psychic ability, where you're when you're really close to a person, and that person, whatever they, no, not whatever they say, you know, they might say something, and that thing that they said, you were actually thinking about it at the same time, or you may have said something and they were thinking about it at the same time, or you say something at the same time. So, for example, I get that with Annabella because maybe I'm closest to her. The way I see it is, the way I explain it is that we have the same chi or the same energy. So, because I'm close to her, we have maybe some kind of aura or some kind of energy um, that comes out of us, maybe a few meters or something, maybe. And so when you're really close to someone, if she's here and I'm talking to her, the thoughts that I'm thinking, she's receiving them or I'm receiving hers at the same time. I tell you, it's really weird. It doesn't make sense. You think, oh yeah, it's mumbo jumbo. Yeah, it's impossible. But I swear, it's happened with me and Annabella because we're the closest. I'm closer to her than anybody else. She, like, I'm just about to say something, and she said, I was going to say that. Or, like, she blurts something out, she says something, and I was just about to bloody mention that. I mean, it's happened so many times that I just can't. It's not a coincidence. So I don't know if you guys have ever come across this strange phenomena. I think it's is it called sympathy, sympathetic something? Yeah. This only happened to me once in my life when I was living in our house in London many years ago, and my parents rented a room, and this guy's name was Tariq. He's half Italian and half Moroccan. I think his dad was Moroccan, his mother Italian. A really nice guy, and he used to make his food, in the kitchen, which is kind of like a corridor. It's a weird kind of kitchen, and I used to speak to him about so many different things. And so he was the one I was closest to, and like he would say something, right, and just as he said it, I didn't know what he was going to say, but when he said it, I already had that thought in my mind, and at times I was just about to say it. So I don't know what that's called. It's really strange. And it was the same as with myself and Annabella. With myself and Annabella, it's much stronger though, because with Tarek, it used to happen every once in a while, but with Annabella, it can happen 2 or 3 times a day, and almost that there are periods that almost every day this is happening. I'm just about to say something, she says it. I'm thinking about something, but the thing is, if I say to Annabella, okay, let's try this out, okay, and I say, okay, think of a number, and she thinks of seven, I might think, and I say, okay, you said okay, 10, and I get it wrong. So if you test it, it doesn't work. It's weird, isn't it? Because that's like a concept or an idea in the Tao Te Ching. It's called, well, in English you say Tao Te Ching. The the first few lines, the first 2 lines, I think, are in Chinese. Dao ke Dao, Fei Chang Dao, Ming ke Ming, Fei Chang Ming. And that kind of means the Tao that can be, um, I think, trodden upon is not the real. The way that could be weighed or trodden upon is not the real way, and the name that can be named is not the real name, or the way that can be named is not the real way, and the name that can be named is not the real name. What that kind of means to me, maybe it's the wrong interpretation, but for me, that means the way, for example, the way to God or our religion or whatever, ultimate reality. Uh, if you say Buddha or God or Jesus or I might be ruffling a few feathers, but this is what I think that passage means. If you think that's ultimate reality, the one, then it isn't. So, sorry. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that ultimate reality can't be grasped. If you give it a name, that's not it. If you choose to go on this path, that's not it. And it's like, sometimes you have not a floater, but a little hair in the eye or something in your eye, and the more you look towards it, the more it moves away. So it's a bit like trying to look for God outside there. The more you look for God, the more it moves away because maybe God is inside you. You know. So I don't know why I said that, but so what's my point? I lost my train of thought as usual. Yeah, the idea that the more you try and uh, search for this thing, the more it moves away. Or, but in this sense, the more you give it labels, the more it moves away. So you label something, oh, Allah, Jesus, Buddha, then you've lost it. You've lost ultimate reality, or it's moved away from you, and then you just have a label. Anyway. Yeah, but anyway, what I meant to say is that sometimes I would used to I would used to I used to I would try with Annabella, test it. I would say to her, think of a number or think of a flower, and it just doesn't work. So if I push it, it doesn't work. If I try to do it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at will, but it works like subconsciously. Weird. But actually, it kind of worked at will twice when she had some tests. She had 3 tests. And I don't know how I got this. She said, Daddy, how much do you think I got out of these 3 tests? And I said, how do I know? Well, she said, you know how good I am at these subjects or how bad I am? And I said, okay, the first one, I don't know, 28. She said, oh, yeah, it was 28. I said, oh, real? Cool. And she said, oh, the next one is out of 15. And I said, oh no, 13. She said, yeah, that's right. And she said, oh, you can't get the last one. She said, it's out of 10. I said, okay. I said, 10. She said, she had a mouth open. How did you get it? Did you check? I said, I don't know. I didn't check anything. You just bloody asked me. And how do I know? And that was amazing. Was it a few months later, about 4 months later, the end of school, which is recent, was it about a week ago? She said, Daddy, I got these, my exam results, or was it the end of year? I think score or something. She said, what do you think I got, Daddy, for maths and English and the other subjects? So she asked me again 4 questions this time. The first 3 I got right. And the fourth one, she said, on, I think, English, was it comprehension? Something to do with English. Like, was it some kind of writing? I don't know what it was. Like creative writing or something. She said, you won't get this one. And how many marks out of 30 did I get? She said, you won't get this one. And I said, I thought 30. I thought 30 out of 30, but it can't be that. So I said, okay, 29. She said, oh, you were one out. I thought, bloody hell. What the hell is that? I didn't want to say 30 because I thought it's just impossible. But I didn't go with my intuition. I thought, and that thought made me get it wrong. Yeah, so I think maybe you can develop it. But I mean, when I gave the answers, I didn't think. I just thought, oh, okay, this one. You know what I mean? I didn't really think too hard. It just came to me. I thought, okay, this number. And that's not a coincidence. I got 3 right out of 3, and I got like almost 4 right out of 4. And I suppose if I said the number that I just came to my mind, that I didn't think about, that came to my mind, I would have got 4 out of 4. And that's incredible, because I don't know what the odds are of getting like 7 out of 7 right. Yeah, that's amazing. But yeah, I have that thing with Annabella, and now slightly less, because I've been, really busy with with YouTube and reading the comments. I'm really tired, and I've lost it now. And Annabella helps me, with the camera, to charge the camera. She says she reads some of the comments sometimes. She says, "Daddy, don't read the comments," So she tries to help me, and she doesn't have it as well. I mean, between us, it's kind of gone. So it comes in kind of phases. I think when you're really relaxed, or, well, not that I've been relaxed, I've had so many problems, but maybe when the relationship between me and her is relaxed, like I make food for her, I said, I love you, how are you, what did you do at school, give her a hug, and, you know, we don't have to do any kind of work. When I'm not, like, I don't go away and work, we have some time with each other. Um, so it allows that kind of phenomena, that thing to flourish, the aura maybe to chill out and swell up and expand. I don't know what it is. Well, anyway, I'm tired now. I wonder if any of you guys have come across this, this strange thing, like, you're talking about something, you're just about to say that word, and your wife or your husband, someone who's really close to you, or your girlfriend or boyfriend, says, I was just thinking about that. And the closer you are to that person, the more and more and more it happens. I don't know, how could you take advantage of that? You know, could you get together and start thinking about lottery numbers or things like that? I wonder how you can, make use of that. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, and let me know if you've had similar experiences. Have a lovely day. I will have what's left of it. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a nice day, evening, and I hope you're happy and healthy. And thank you very much for spending your time and watching, listening to me and watching my videos. I really appreciate that. The time that you spend watching my videos helps the algorithm, and hopefully I can, YouTube can pay me some money, and so I can look after myself and my dogs. Hopefully I'm giving you something, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, sometimes you disagree with me completely, sometimes you agree with me completely, but that's life. I don't want to just completely just talk about things that everyone will be happy with. No, you have to talk about things that others might not like, and that's okay. Hopefully you'll agree with most of the stuff that I say, and you'll agree that you have to realize that I am, maybe I haven't been part of the society, so there's some things that maybe I shouldn't talk about, and so I need to put the brakes on, for certain things. I like the spiritual side of things, but I can't really do anything. I can't, someone says, well, why don't you study spirituality? Why don't you meditate? I don't want to go too much in one way, you know? As the saying goes, that saying, Dao ke Dao Fei Chang Dao. The name that can be named is not the real name. And so if you're continuously a beginner, if you're continuously at the, like you realize that you don't know anything, I think that's the best way. You're never an expert, you're never a master of anything, but you're always open. You never think that you're I know so much, I'm spiritual, I'm muscular, I'm intelligent, you never, your ego doesn't feel that it's well, we all have it. My ego always feels that it knows everything, I suppose, but I think you can be more humble if you know that you're not as good as everybody else in anything, in any area. I think it's a good thing, to have that. I think it's called a beginner's mind. To always be a beginner and always, you know, be at the foundation level, so that your mind can be open. You see what I mean?